Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Women's Super G in Crans-Montana, starting in about 14 minutes. We've got a lot of stuff to cover today. It's the second of three races in Crans-Montana this weekend. The women's downhill was yesterday, and that was a disaster. We'll get to that in just a second. And today is the Women's Super G, and tomorrow is the men's downhill. Yesterday, as I said, was a complete shit show. It was actually kind of scary. We saw only 6 racers go down the hill. 3 made it through, 3 crashed, 2 very badly. 1 got lucky and was able to ski down the mountain without any obvious injuries. The big story, of course, was Lindsay Vonn's crash. About 15, 16 seconds in. I did a video on it last night. You can see that on my channel. So check that out. Where I go into a lot of detail, but in summary, some snow, some bad visibility, a jump where the skiers were forced to land on a side slope, 1 ski at a time. She came into that landing off balance, lost her balance, got spun around, airbag deployed on her back, and she went backwards into the safety netting. Now, the safety netting did prevent her from worse injuries, but you could see that her left leg still had the ski on and got tangled in the net, and her left knee was at a very strange angle. Now, remember, Lindsay Vonn has a reconstructed right knee, an artificial knee that she had put in about 1.5 years ago, and she's made this incredible comeback this year where she is in fact winning races, leading the downhill standings in the World Cup. And as you can see up here on, up here, she is leading the second in the Super G standings. But from what I know, she is not going to be racing today. I'm looking at the start list here, and we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I think she's got the day off, and they're doing more tests, and I have not yet seen whether or not she has made any formal announcement about the Olympics. At 41, this is certainly her last shot at the Olympics. She has withdrawn from the Super G, but it says technically she is still on track for the games. So that is where we are with Lindsay Vonn. There was one other crash yesterday. The third skier that went down was Marte Monsen from Sweden. I don't see her name on the start list either as we go through here. And the third person who crashed was Nina Ortlieb, and she'll be starting number 22 today, bib 22. Yeah, Marte Monsen on the final 4 gates, very tight right-hander followed by almost a 90-degree left-hander into the final schuss to the finish line, and she missed that first right-hander a little bit, got taken off track into some deeper snow, couldn't make it back to the next gate, went straight through the gate, and then perpendicular to the course, she went right across into the safety netting. Skis came off. She did a couple of helicopters and ended up losing her helmet and hitting her face and other things on the ground. So she had a really, really hard time of it yesterday. What we're going to do today is we're going to have the, as always, the Austrian video of this, and I'll be playing that in the background, and we'll be taking you through the live timing with the FIS live timing app that you see here. Race bib number 1 is Ariada Rodler from Austria, then Roberta Malessi from Italy, Miriam Puchner, also from Austria, Camille Cerruti from France, Corinne Sutter was one of the 3 who got through yesterday, Kasia Vikhoff-Lee, Alice Robinson, who is 3rd in the standings, Elena Cortoni, Federica Brignone, Cornelia Hütter from Austria, Romain Miraduli, who also got through yesterday, one of the three, Emma Eicher, who's fifth in the Super G standings, Sofia Goja, who is leading the Super G standings. So yeah, we will definitely be trying to get up to the second. Trying to see if we get that live feed going. Normally, they have this ski alpine 10:55. Okay, I've got 4 minutes to wait until they actually start with the live transmission. So, yeah, again, yesterday was a complete shit show. I don't know how they allowed somebody to set a course the way they did with that much trouble, with that strange jump up top where both Nina Ortlieb and Lindsay Vonn ended up crashing, and a terrible double 90-degree turn at the bottom of a downhill race. And this is not slalom, this is downhill. We want speed, we want fairly straight lines. Of course, you got to have some technical parts to it, but when they're doing 115, to throw in 290-degree turns at the end of a race, literally 3 or 4 seconds from the end of the race, that just doesn't make any sense to me. And more than that, to do that a week before the Olympics, where you're putting people's Olympic dreams at risk, and for what? So I don't know who set the course yesterday. It was an abomination. It really was an abomination. So hopefully today's course setting will be better, and we will see exactly how that all goes down in about 8 minutes. So once again, in the chat over here, I'm putting in the site that I am using, the sport.orf.at. That is where I am getting my video feed, which is over here on my laptop, and then the FIS live timing that I have in the window here, that we'll be seeing all the sector times and the speed traps. Again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sector times, 4 split times, and 2 speed traps. We've got 50. If you look at this, this is what all this means: 50 persons down. So 50 people will be starting. Bib number, name, nationality, their time at each of the sector points, the differential to the leading time, and their overall rank at that point. So, so live results from FIS. If I go to their site, I will also, Women's Super G ready to start. I'll send you that link here in the chat as well, just so everybody knows exactly where I'm coming from with my feeds and data. 1 minute until I get a video feed. So yeah, we're a week away. It's Saturday morning. 1 week from right now, we'll be covering the men's Olympic downhill. It's exciting to think that we're just a week away. Friday night is the opening ceremonies from San Siro Stadium in Milan, famously the home to Inter Milan and AC Milan, a stadium that holds 75,000 people. I did a video about 10 days ago about all the venues for the Winter Games. My channel is all about travel and sports, cycling, anything from A to B, bullet trains, ferries, skiing, whatever gets people moving. It's all about motion for me, constant motion. So that's that. All right, should have the Austrian live stream now. Yep, started 10 seconds ago. I'm going to get that going over here. I'm using NordVPN on my laptop over here. I'm streaming from my desktop over here because the VPN takes a chunk of performance away, even though I'm at about 450 megabit on my connection here in Valencia, Spain. I'm broadcasting from Valencia, Spain. Lived in Austria for a long time. Love skiing. Love to go skiing. Used to ski an awful lot in Austria up in Obertauern. So yeah, we've got the test riders going down now, or actually I should say the the helmet cam ski racer going down, and they're showing this beautiful course. Now, I'm not sure of the weather. We can get a quick update on the weather here in Crans-Montana. Yesterday was not great. We had snow, we had -8, it says -9 right now. So we definitely have a cold one. I've seen it where it's so cold. Okay, the Super G, I'm watching the final 2 or 3 gates, and they are very smooth today. More what should have been like yesterday. So yeah, Crans-Montana weather right now. Just double check. Yeah, in 1,500 meters, it's -3.9. At 2,200, Les Violettes, 2,200 meters. And yeah, it looks like it is mostly sunny today. Yeah, definitely seeing the crowd pics now. We're just 3 minutes away from the first rider, first skier. And yeah, the stands are full, and they are full with Swiss flags. Crans-Montana is in the southwest part of Switzerland. All right, now, what we also know about Crans-Montana is that they've had a rough time of it. They've had a really rough time because on New Year's Eve, I think as most people know, they had this terrible fire in a nightclub. Some champagne bottles with sparklers set some of the ceiling decorations on fire, and the fire spread very quickly, sadly claimed the lives of 40 people and injured another 120 or so people. So that was a terrible, terrible tragedy. You can see down in the bottom of my screen, I've got that little black ribbon symbol from Crans-Montana, showing our appreciation for their suffering just 4 weeks ago on New Year's Eve, that terrible tragedy. So ORF feed is up and running. I've had an issue with a lag of about 23 seconds. So I'm actually getting the FIS, Fédération Internationale de Ski, the FIS live timing before I see the images. All right, so Ariane Radler will be first. We should see her go down in about 2 minutes. Getting some beautiful pictures now, some beautiful video of the racers, doing their visualization where they close their eyes and they've got the course memorized. A lot of isometric exercise going on right now. People getting ready, staying warm. It is cold up there, but they are used to this. All right, Super G from Crans-Montana, Women's Super G, last speed race, last alpine skiing race before the Olympics. Again, next Friday night, opening ceremonies from Milan. Then Saturday morning from Bormio, we have the men's downhill. We will be covering that live to Watchalong here. Okay, 1 minute to the first racer. I'm getting that message now up on the Austrian broadcast. So that tells me about 30 seconds. What we'll all do is we'll watch this FIS timing where you see where it says next, right in the middle of the screen here. It says next for bib number 1, Ariane Radler. Actually, that's R-A-E. So the Austrians use the umlaut, the 2 dots. So her last name is actually Ariane Radler, and she will be next. And now it's saying 28 seconds started. All right, so my lag today is about 28 seconds. And we will be getting right into it now with Ariane Radler. First skier down. Hopefully this goes better than yesterday where we only had 6 racers. Okay, first time check, 12:49, 84.75 kilometers per hour. So the time check and the speed trap number 1 are at the same spot. And 13.5 seconds for sector 2. So she's through sector 2 in 25.99. She's looking pretty good from what I can see. Again, I'm 28 seconds behind. So just watching her start a few seconds ago. Time check 3 coming up. Yesterday's race was 1:15. She's now through time check 3 in 43.35 seconds. Speed at 102.37. She's got one more time check and then the finish line. So we're off to a great start. Beautiful conditions, sunny, great visibility for the skiers. Coming through the fourth check now in just a second or two in 104.30. And yeah, the thing is, yesterday was only 115 for the downhill because the weather was so bad. They already had to start much further down. So that probably should have been about 145 to 150. And she's in through the finish line in 117.95. So we've got our first time to go by Ariane Radler in to the finish. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful shots here. A little bit wide in her ski position, but beautiful. Great visibility. I don't see any signs of wind. It is cold, and she's just like, I don't know. She's waving to the crowd. Thousands and thousands of people in the stands here, all waving Swiss flags, but also cheering for their neighboring countrywoman, Austria and Switzerland, of course, neighbors, great competitors in skiing. And Roberta Malesi, number 2, is on track, and she is 600ths back through the first time check, slightly slower. Second time check's about 26 seconds in, and we're just about there now. Malesi in 25.92, so she's now up 7/100ths. Watching her feed behind on the left screen over here, and now we'll come up to that third time check. We'll be at about 43 seconds, 43.48. So she lost a little time again there. Now 1300ths behind. Radler through 3 time checks. The second speed check, 100.35 kilometers an hour, so 2 kilometers slower than Radler. So Malesi a little slower, but we'll see if that matters. They can often take slightly different lines, which causes some significant variation. The speed checks. Okay, 104.57 through the final sector time check, 2700ths behind Radler, and we're just about to see now that last sector, and she is in first. She had a great bottom sector. Went from 27 behind to 1900ths ahead. She picked up almost half a second, 46/100ths of a second in the final sector from sector 4 time check to the finish line. Just watching now here. Really nice tight line, good tuck, and yeah, wow, almost half a second. So there is time to be made up. Either Radler had a really bad lower section, I didn't see that, but Malesi, great stuff. Also could be skis, wax, you know. Gosh, really great shots today. Yeah, again, some interesting jumps where they're coming down on a side hill. There was a shot just now of Malesi, right turn into a jump, and then boom, off balance on the landing. Skier 3, Miriam Puchner, on her way, 12:51, the fastest first sector time, 83 kilometers an hour, so a little off, and now she's through the second time in 26:33, so she's already 4/10ths behind. Miriam Puchner from Austria with bib 3 on her way down. Looking at the feed here, the lag, and yeah, that first section was super clean, but now she's down only 8, so she made up 3/10ths between speed check 2 and speed check 3, and coming into the second speed trap, 101.55, so she was faster than Roberta Malesi and in that second time check. So coming up now, she's 5/100ths ahead, so she's come all the way back from being 4/10ths down to being 5/100ths up, so almost a half-second swing between sector 2 and sector 4, and she is in second, 3/10ths back, so she lost a lot of time. All right, so both Radler and Puchner lost a lot of time on the bottom, 46 and 35/100ths respectively. Next skier in, just a few seconds. They're at a 2-minute interval on a 1-minute and 17-second race today. So, hey everybody, and welcome. Thanks for joining. All right, we are up to bib 4 now. Camille Cerruti will be next from France, and she is on course. Coming into the first time check any second now. Camille Cerruti from France, and 12:47. She is 8/100ths faster than Milesi through that first time check. All right, and the first speed trap at 83.27, just about 1 kilometer off the pace of Cerruti, but we'll see now. Second, okay, she's lost 4/10 between the first and the second time check. Camille Cerruti in 26:25 had lost a chunk of time there. Now heading towards sector 3 time, and we'll get that in just a second. That comes at about 43 seconds. That's one of the longer sections here. It's 17.5 seconds. She's still not there. What's going on? There's a bit of a lag happening. Oh, and she's through 44:20. Lost more time, so she's just a good bit slower. She is at 104.79. That's the fastest speed trap for the second speed trap. So while she's lost almost 7/10, she is significantly faster, but still losing time. And into the finish in 1:18.98. So she lost more and more time as she went along, over a full second, 1.22 behind for Cerruti from France. So not a good run for her. We're just starting now to get into the top people. So Corinne Suter, Kaiser Lee, Elise Robinson, Cortoni, Brignone, Hütter, Miradoli, Eicher, Goggia. We have Lindsay Vonn at number 15, but I know she's not racing today, so that's really strange. All right, the favorites are starting now. So from bib 5 to bib 14, I think that's where our winner will come from. And Corinne Suter is on her way, and she has the fastest first sector time in 12:40, 1500ths ahead, and with a really good speed of 85.56. So she'll be coming into the second time check now. There we go, and lost a lot of time. She lost 6/10. And down here on the bottom, you can see she lost 6/10 in that one section. Unreal. The worst time for that second section, we'll have to see what she does with that. Coming into there, she's only lost 200ths more, but still not going to get her better than fourth. So Corinne Suter not having a good day, and I can see through that second time check that, again, skis getting away from her a little in that first to second sector. Suter with good speed in the second speed trap. She is making up time. She's now only 39/100ths behind, and heading into the final section here. At this point, you need to make up quite a bit more time, even to finish third at this point. We'll see, and she is in with a really bad final sector. She lost 8/10 down the bottom. I'm gonna have to watch over here and see exactly what happens. A bit wide on a couple gates. And then into the final double S. Yeah, she's just being slid out, drifted out. Very tentative looking, very wide on the last several gates. Yeah, to lose 3/4 of a second in that final 15 seconds, that's incredible. And she looks disappointed. She looks flabbergasted, like, what on earth? But when I'm watching those last 6, 7, 8 gates there, she was so far off the gate. She was a good 2, 3, 4 meters away from some of the gates at the end there. Kaiser Lee on course, 12:47, the fastest first sector again. So people are coming out of the box hot, and then they start to lose it. So the big losses are happening between sector 1 and sector 2, and between sector 4 and the finish line. So Lee, yep, same thing, 800ths up, and now she's 4100ths down. So she lost almost half a second to Milesi between sector 1 and sector 2. We've got about 17, 18 seconds between sector 2 and sector 3. We're gonna see how she manages here. Her speed is off just a little bit, and she's a half a second down now after time check 3. So disappointing for Kaisievikov Lee. Could be that Roberta Melezi just had an incredible day. I'm not sure where she stands points-wise. Melezi, we'll have to check on that real quick, but Kaisievikov Lee coming into the finish line now, 6/10 down, made up a little bit at the end, and she's in 4th, just under half a second back. So I'm gonna really quickly check on another screen the standings and see where Melezi is in Super G, and Melezi is 15th with only 55 points. So that's pretty interesting that she's had such a great day. Alice Robinson is next, big favorite, 3rd overall in women's Super G. Again, if you just look up the top here, you will see the current World Cup standings for women's Super G, and Alice Robinson stands to gain a lot if she can get finish this race ahead of Sofia Goggia. Lindsay Vonn is out, so she'll definitely pass her with a good finish, only 10 points difference. And Sofia Goggia, who will start right after that. All right, Robinson on course, 12:54 through the first section with decent speed, but lost a quarter of a second from 1 to 2. Again, we're seeing the same result with almost every racer now. Melezi had a brilliant section between Sector 1 timing and Sector 2 timing. Alice Robinson, steady now, 23 100ths back through the 3rd time check. Her speed is good at 102 in that second speed trap. But now this last section to time 4 and from 4 into the finish is where Melezi really shined. Robinson 3/10 back now, lost another 10th, not losing as much, but 3/10 still won't get you on the podium at this point. 33 hundredths would make her 4th, so we'll have to see what she does in the last 10-15 seconds here, and she is in 1:17.85. She made up almost a quarter of a second in that last section from time check 4 to the finish, and is now in 2nd, just 9 100ths behind. So Roberta Melezi from Italy crushed her run today with number 2, with bib number 2. Looking at the footage now as I see Robinson come down, super tight, great line through those final 5-6 gates. A little tentative over the last jump, but she was fast, and she is in 2nd. Elena Cortoni, the next Italian, is up, and she is started heading towards the 1st time check, and we've got a couple of Italians now. We've got Cortoni and Brignoni, one after another, and Cortoni, as you can see from the table above, is 6th overall in Super G right now. And she's through the 2nd time check now, already half a second down, in 8th at that point. So Cortoni not having a great day. And if Melezi wins, she stands to move way up from 15th, maybe even into the top 7 or 8 in the overall Super G World Cup standings. So Melezi, a great day again. Would love to know if it's the wax. Generally, the same country will have the same technician and they'll do the same wax setups. But Cortoni is way behind, half a second behind. Oh, and she's out. We have a DNF. Got to see what happened here. She had a DNF between the Sector 2 and Sector 3. Oh, she hit a gate coming through a tight turn, tried to take it too close, hit it really hard on her left hand shoulder. She's actually shaking her right hand. She hit the gate super hard and was not able to make it to the next gate. So Cortoni is out. We have our first DNF. We can see she's coming into a right turn on a slope that's falling away, hits the gate really hard, And then I think she was just in so much pain that she could not continue. She really looked like she was shook up by the force of hitting the gate. She's now coming down pretty slowly, nice easy turns as she heads towards the finish line. Disappointing for her. Elena Cortoni, 6th overall, had a chance to move up, but she was already way off the pace after time sector 2, and now the race is in fact interrupted as I watch them replace the gate that she destroyed. She's holding her right elbow, forearm, so probably got a bit of a contusion there from that impact into that gate. Hey, good to see everybody here watching. Thanks for joining again. Another great live stream yesterday, even though the race itself was a bit of a disappointment with all the injuries and crashes and being canceled, but had over 1,000 viewers on that, so thank you very much, appreciate that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. We're going to be doing all of the Olympic coverage starting next Saturday with the men's downhill, then Sunday with the women's downhill, then we move into the men's combined, the women's combined, and so on. All right, the next racer starting in 50 seconds with the lag that I'm getting on the video that tells me in about 25 seconds, and it is going to be, here, I'll show you just a second, it will be Federica Brignoni, and she has started. She is on her way, so the lag is actually a good 40 seconds, and I'm not sure why the lag's getting worse between the ORF transmission here and the FIS live timing. But Brignoni first through the first time check and a better speed, but lost half a second between time check 1 and time check 2. So whatever Milesi did in that between sector 1 and sector 2 was amazing, because for Federica Brignoni to lose half a second in one section is incredible, and she's losing more. She's now 8/10 behind. Really struggling here, and I can see it. She's hands are up a lot. You know, sometimes she's quite upright. She's very tentative over the jump that on that same spot where Lindsay Vonn and Nina Ortlieb. Oh, she got completely turned around there at the second time check. She was literally facing sideways, managed to save it, but that's why she lost so much time, and she is through. She did have a strong finish, but she is through in 6th, 86/100ths behind. So she had lost a whole second by sector 4 split time, made up 2/10 at the end. You can see down here, she was 6th, and she had the second fastest bottom section there, the final sector. Alice Robinson had the fastest, Brignoni 2nd, Kaisi Lekofli was 3rd in that final sector, and Milesi only 4th. It was really that sector 2 where Roberto Milesi just blew everybody away. The differentials here are incredible. All right, Connie Hutter, Cornelia Hutter on her way, and she has obliterated the first speed check. 25/100ths ahead, fastest speed by almost 2 kilometers an hour. Cornelia Hutter of Austria with bib 10, heading into the second time check, but again, she lost half a second now between time check 1 and time check 2. Milesi has to be thrilled. I mean, she's got about 4 or 5 people left to worry about, and then she might be looking, I think what might be her first ever World Cup victory. Hutter making up some time between sectors 2 and 3, made up almost a 10th, only 16/100ths back now. Alice Robinson remains in 2nd, 9/100ths back, so we're going to see now Hutter fastest through the second speed trap, quarter of a second back. We'll have to see how she handles this last 13 seconds from that final time check down to the finish line. Should be there any second now. And she's in in fourth, 22 100s back. So Ariane Riedler manages to stay in third. We now have Austrians in third, fourth, and fifth, but Roberta Milesi of Italy in first by 9 100s over Alice Robinson. And again, it's all about that second sector. You can see it here, 13.37 for Roberta Milesi, and everybody else, other than Ariane Riedler, losing a quarter second, half a second, half a second, half a second, half a second, more than half, and so on. Nobody really close except for Riedler. So yeah, that was one incredible piece of skiing for Roberta Milesi. And now we're with Romain Miradoli, one of 3 racers who got through yesterday. Looking at Hütter again here on the replay. Also a little bit of imbalance through sector 2, 3, where she lost time. And Romain Miradoli is now through sector 2, 1800s back, again lost over 3/10 from sector 1 to sector 2 with start number 11. She was 4th here in 2024 in the Super G. That was her best result ever here, but losing time hand over fist, now 6/10 back through the 3rd speed check, time check. Her 2nd speed trap was good. We'll have to see if she can make up a little time, but at this point, she's not looking to be better than 7th or 8th. So she'll be coming, here we go, into the final time check. She did make up about a 10, 1300s, up to 7th, and with just 13 seconds to go or so, she's in 1:18.27, half a second behind. Did make up a little time from sector 3 down to the finish, but it wasn't enough to save her race. She is 7th overall right now. Yeah, Roberta Milesi, unbelievable race today. Emma Eicher is next, and she is 5th overall. As you can see up here, 5th overall in the Super G standings with 124 points. Sofia Goggia will be right after her. So 2 of the top racers in the Super G standings on their way. Emma Eicher has started, heading towards time check 1. The time to beat, 12:19. Wow, great start for Emma Eicher. 3600s ahead and a faster time than Milesi. But we'll have to see if people are losing 4/10, 5/10. She's up by almost 4/10. We'll have to see what she does. Oh, when she's out. Another DNF between sectors 1 and 2. So unfortunately now a second DNF in this race, and that's going to hurt because she had the potential to really move up in the standings today with Lindsay Vonn out and Miradoli without a good result. Let's see what happened to her here. She was doing so great through sector 1. She had a huge lead. She took a really wide turn. Oh, she took a super wide turn in the same spot where Lindsay Vonn and Nina Ortlieb crashed yesterday. Super wide, took a whole different angle and went down hard. I wonder if there was a little bit of deeper snow when she got off the line that everybody else was doing. It's that same spot yesterday where they come around a right-hander and they have this jump and they land on a bit of a side slope, and landing on that side slope, come down right foot. So she tried to avoid it. She actually went around the outside and avoided the jump altogether. And by doing that, she ended up, she ended up in a little bit of deeper snow, and that left outside ski just started to flail because she was hitting such deep grooves and snow. It's an unconventional line. I wonder if this has something to do with what she saw yesterday with Ortlieb and with Lindsay Vonn both crashing there. But the conditions are so much different today. You've got great visibility. They've had the whole night to prep the race course again. to take out some of the nastiness that was in that jump. She didn't need to make such a dramatic, do such a dramatic avoidance of that jump. So yeah, unfortunate. Emma Eicher out. That is our second DNF, and now Sofia Gotcha leading the Super G standings. She has the ability to really build out that lead. If she can finish ahead of Alice Robinson, she'll gain at least 20 points on her. Right now she's 20 points up on her, so she could expand that lead to 40 points if she comes in first. But like I said, the race that Roberta Melezi, currently in first, has shown us today was spectacular with bib number 2. So bib 2 in first, bib 1 in third. So high starting number, the early starting numbers seem to be working today. Race is interrupted. I think there's one gate that Emma Eicher might have taken out a little bit as she was sliding down. It's really unfortunate. It seems to me like that's a bit of a fear reaction to take such a wide line on a spot where 2 people crashed the day before. Seems to me to be reactionary. I think she should have trusted herself and what the other people had been doing today. She's such a good skier. Going to have to see later on, what her thoughts were on that, because she was so far ahead. She absolutely destroyed everybody in that first sector time by 36 hundredths of a second. I mean, it's unbelievable. All right, next racer starting now. Sofia Gotcha on track, and she is second fastest through the first time check, but that's only because Emma Eicher's time is still being compared to, because she did get through that sector time. Her speed was a little off, 83 kilometers an hour, 1 kilometer off, and now she has lost half a second in the second sector. So once again, and again, this is another Italian, so you would think they have the same technicians, the same ski preparation. The team would have worked together on this. I'm looking to see what might have happened here in that second section. She is now making up time, though, only 600ths behind, so a really good sector 2 to sector 3, and she is fastest, and now she's in first. So far, time check 4, she's back in the lead, 10 100ths ahead of Melezi. So this is going to be real tight. And she's through first place. Sofia Gotcha has taken over the lead from Roberta Melezi by 24 100ths, and she did it in those last sectors where she was just considerably faster. She had the fastest sector 4 time, and she was faster than Melezi in sector 5. So she made up 3 tenths in those last 2 sectors to take the lead, and she is now in first, and she will extend her lead in the Super G World Cup standings. We'll have to see if anybody else can still beat her. Esther Ledecka from the Czech Republic is next, and she is on course through the first time check in just a second or two. Ledecka, great crossover athlete, snowboard champ, skiing champ. She's won races. 1700s back at the first time check. Good speed. And we're gonna see now. We're gonna see now what she does. Okay, she's lost 1400ths. So now that the times are being compared to Gotcha's times, she didn't lose too much more into sector 2, and then we'll see if she can hang on to that differential. 3 tenths now will still get you on the podium, but no, she's lost a lot of time. Ledecka with bib 14 from the Czech Republic, now 6500ths back, all the way down in 10th. And yeah, not looking good for her. Good speed again. So twice she's had speed almost 2K faster than Gotcha. She's made up 3 tenths though now through sector 4. She's a big girl, really great tuck though, good glider, good technician. Just an unbelievable all-round talent, but lost 3/10 again on the bottom. How do you lose 3/10 in that last section when you have the fastest speed? You're gonna have to see if she had a slip one of these last gates, but she's in 7th overall now. So not a great finish. 7th place for Esther Ledecka. I'm just watching her in the last 4 or 5 gates here. She opened up on these rolling bumps about 6, 7 gates from the finish. Yeah, just unfortunately a bit too wide, a bit too conservative through the last 5, 6 gates. She'd been skiing so well to make up 3/10 from sector 3 to sector 4. She is in and she is 7th. We have a TV break now because top 15 are done, even though Ledecka was 14. Lindsay Vonn had start number 15 and she has a DNS. So they're going straight into a commercial break. And then after that, we're going to have Keely Cashman from the US, Mallory Blanc, and then Kira Weidle-Winkelmann. So a really good downhiller. So we could still see some really good stuff here from racer number 18, Kira Weidle-Winkelmann, Laura Pirovano, number 20, Nina Ortlieb, one of the people crashed yesterday, but without any real issues, with 22, Ilke Stuek at 23, Yasmina Suter at 24, and then Nadine Fest of Austria at 25. So we still have 4 or 5 people who are definitely candidates for a podium. So excited to see how that looks right after the video, after the commercial break. But yeah, right now, Sofia Goggia in 1:17.52, 24 100ths ahead of Roberta Milesi, and 33 hundredths ahead of Alice Robinson in 3rd. So that's your podium for now. Like I said, quick commercial break. During the race, Italians 1 and 2, then New Zealand and Austrians 4, 5, and 6. Scheduling, let's make sure you guys know tomorrow, men's downhill from the same location in Crans-Montana. And then next week we start the Olympics. You can see my full Olympic preview of all the venues and events. It's on my channel right now. Go over and have a look at that. And Keely Cashman is in the start house and on her way through the second time check, only 2 100ths behind. So really great start for Cashman. She's just 2/10ths back now at the 3rd time check. Hot speed, 105.18, second fastest speed, coming into sector 4 now. Gonna see she's looking, I mean, 2/10ths. This puts her 2nd overall. Yeah, still only 2/10ths back. If she can finish the final section, this could be a major upset. See how she does on the tuck. The final few gates, she's ripping it. I mean, I can tell you, she's absolutely ripping it. And she's in, oh, something happened at the end. Something happened at the end. She did finish, but 1.43 seconds behind. She lost 1.2 seconds in the last sector. How on earth does that happen? We're going to find out right now. I'm watching over here. She was in a great tuck. She comes down this last steep bit. 15 seconds to go here. I'm watching over those little rolling hills, and then she gets into the big left-hander, right-hander. Looks good. Not sure what happened here. There was no obvious error. There was no, almost missed gate or a bad jump where she had to open up and windmill or anything. 1.23 seconds in the last sector. Unbelievable. How do you lose that? I'm looking again at the. Yeah, I mean, she did have to slow down a little, but on one gate, but it wasn't something really severe looking. So wow. Mallory Blanc on the way. The start interval has been reduced to 1:45, so they're coming quicker and faster now. She is in the lead through 3 time checks. Great second sector. Actually, better than Melezi. So Mallory Blanc from Switzerland, 8/100s up after 3 time checks. Speed a little bit off. Coming into the 4th time check now, 8/100s back. So Mallory Blanc of Switzerland, again, poised for an upset. And we saw this with Keely Cashman just a second ago. Also right there, you know, through sector 4. And she's in first. What an upset. What an upset. Mallory Blanc, in front of her home crowd, has taken the lead with an absolutely stunning sector 5, blowing everybody away in that last sector. I'm going to watch here real quick to see. Yeah, she's really handling that last right-left big swinging combination over the rolling bumps. Kept all the speed going. Beautiful left-hander into the final section. Super fast, super great turns. Wow, unbelievable. That was amazing. And Sofia Goggia, as she knows how to do, she can put on a mean stare. She was not happy seeing that. Bib 17 comes down, and it could be that the course is getting faster. The sun, the racers, a little bit of, you know, get a little bit of moisture, get a little bit of ice building, maybe some speed, and the Swiss fans are going absolutely crazy. Thousands and thousands of these little red flags with the white cross, you know, the Swiss flag. She can't believe it herself. She's bowing to the crowd. Amazing. And the next racer, Kira Weidel-Winkelmann, on her way, way off the pace, 6/10 through 3 time checks. You know, so caught up in watching Mallory Blanc here celebrate. But wow, Kira Weidel-Winkelmann super fast through that speed area, and she's now even. This could change again. We could be seeing another lead change here. No, but she loses 4/10 in the final sector and slots herself in 4th. So the podium has changed very dramatically, very quickly. Mallory Blanc of Switzerland now in first, with Goggia in second, Melezi down to third, 4/10 behind. So we are seeing that the course itself is still giving opportunities to the ski racers. Kira Weidel-Winkelmann, yeah, just a little bit of a tough time, 6-7 gates from the finish, but a great run, and she is in 4th, and that is excellent for her. So now, Laura Gauche on the course, 3/10 back through the first time check, bib 19. Losing a little bit more time, only 6/100s from sector 1 to sector 2. So she's got it going again. Yeah, Mallory Blanc still can't believe it. She's got a smile a mile wide. Great to see. Absolutely great to see. Laura Gauche losing again, another 800s. So little by little losing. Good speed though through the second speed trap, and we'll see this is where Kira Weidel-Winkelmann made up a bunch of time. Just one racer before. We'll see what Laura Gauche can do here. It comes into time check 4. No, she's lost another 2/10. 6/10 back. That's not going to get you top 7 or 8 right now. So Laura Gauche coming to the finish line now. 1 second back in 12th out of 16 racers that finished. We've had 2 DNFs. Elena Cortoni and Emma Eicher. Lindsay Vonn was a scratch because of yesterday's terrible crash. Still waiting to see what happens there. We have race interrupted message. Up here you can see the scrolling tells you the intervals to the next racer, but now it's also telling us race interrupted. So I'm trying to see here on the replay if Laura Gauche hit a gate that needs to be repaired. Did not see that happen, but clearly something happened. Oh, yeah. Laura Gauche took a spill right in the finish line, like up against the wall. This something happened here. This is why the race is interrupted. It's because Laura Gauche fell after crossing the finish line. They're going to show it again. She comes down. Oh, she loses it and hits the padded wall pretty hard, and her skis are stuck under the wall, under the padding, under that protective wall on the side of the finish area. So she crashed right going through the finish line, and then got herself tangled up with her skis in the bottom of the wall, under the padding. Okay, she's sitting. You have to see now. Okay, opening the ski boots, those snaps, and yeah, she looks like she's okay. Just an awkward spill as she came through the finish line, and then the skis somehow went underneath the tarp that covers the cushioned wall. They're showing Mallory Blanc's finish again, and just how excited she is. Swiss coaches, you know, ecstatic. You know, check real quick and see where she is in the standings. I don't even see her in the top 20. Yeah, not even in the top 20 in the Super G standings for Mallory Blanc. So this could be a huge day for her. It might actually be her first victory if she can hold on. We've seen that all the favorites thought that maybe they were already done. We thought Sofia Goggia. All right, Laura Gauche up and walking, looking fine. Mallory Blanc, 22 years old. I'm trying to see if she has any wins. Wow. I just don't see. She barely finished in the top 30 in any races. This week she was 9th in the downhill training on one of the days in Crans-Montana, 29th in the Super G 10 days ago, 30th in the downhill 10 days ago. So yeah, nothing spectacular about Mallory Blanc, 22-year-old Swiss racer. To think she was going to have this kind of result today. So super exciting, and she looks super excited. We are up to number 20, Laura Pirovano of Italy, and she will be starting now in just a few seconds. They still have it technically interrupted, and I don't know why that is. They've cleared the finish area. Laura Gauche, who had gotten stuck underneath the padding on the right with her skis, was liberated from that and walked off looking pretty spry. So no injury, just awkward tumble when she crossed the finish line. So the race still interrupted, maybe for that. Maybe they're just trying to set that padded wall. So looking here at number 20, Laura Pirovano, and like I said, then Nina Ortlieb, definitely a candidate after yesterday. She may be trying to make up for that a little bit today. Ilka Stuic, pretty good there. Yasmina Sutter and Nadine Fest. So yeah, I think we'll watch through the top 30, because we also have Elvedina Muzaferia from Bosnia-Herzegovina, and she is an exciting skier to watch. Up-and-comer last year already, had some incredible results from really high bib numbers. And then Ricarda Hasser at number 29, 28, and then Breezy Johnson from the US at 29. So yeah, let's watch at least through 32, let's say. We'll get Julia Scheib, you know, the leader in giant slalom this year. Yasmin Fleury, who in the past has had some great results with 31. So Julia Scheib, 32, that'll be what we'll watch until. And Laura Pirovano on course now, number 20, on her way down. Reaching the first time check, 900s back in 12:36. fairly slow time. But this is that critical phase between time check 1 and time check 2, where we've seen the 2 crashes yesterday and then Emma Eicher today taking that obscure line. But Pirovano, amazing. She's made up over 3/10 in that section, and she is now in first by a quarter of a second. The Italian's looking good today. If it wasn't for the young Swiss ski racer Mallory Blanc, who is in first. And Pirovano is blowing everybody away, another quarter of a second. She's now half a second up with the fastest time, or the 4th fastest time, but much faster than Mallory Blanc through the 2nd speed trap. So we're coming into the final time check 4 here, and she's up 5,800s. We're going to have a new leader. Sofia Goggia is going to get pushed to 3rd, and if this keeps going with these surprises late, she may lose the podium. Pirovano in first. Oh no, wait. It said first and now it switched to DNF. Did she miss like the last gate? She was 6/10 ahead, and she's looking great. Super tight tuck, hardly moving out of that tuck through anything, through the jumps, through the curves. Just unbelievably technically spot on today. What happened? Okay, there. She's through the blue gate, orange gate, blue gate, orange gate. Oh, the last gate, the second to last gate. Unreal. She was 6/10 up and lost it on the second to last gate. Just missed the gate. So much speed. She was at 105 kilometers an hour. Oh my gosh. Mallory Blanc, very sober look on her face now. Can't believe that she's still in the lead after Pirovano gave up a 6/10 of a second lead. Holy mackerel. All right, Trisha Mangan is on course now through 2 speed checks in the lead by 1/100th. Yeah, Pirovano in shock. Just blank face, just unbelievable. Such a blank face. She can't believe what happened right there. Oh my gosh. All right, Trisha Mangan, 500s back. This could, and she's fast. Oh, now in the final sector time, she lost about a quarter of a second. Still good, could still be 3rd if she can hold it together. Nope, she lost a whole second from sector 4 to the finish line. So again, don't know what happened there, but if fatigue is an issue, and because the 2nd or 3rd person we've seen that lost a whole second in that last sector between sector 4 and the finish line. It's that section where these rolling hills. Yeah, she got swung out to the left really hard and then to the right, barely made it through those 2 gates, about 7 or 8 gates from the finish. So unfortunate. Final time check, she was in a position that could have gotten her 3rd and now has ended up all the way down in 14th. Nina Ortlieb on the course, bib 22. One of the racers who did race yesterday fell in that section between time check 1 and 2. She's 3/10 behind. Now she's 9/10 behind through that section she went through yesterday and crashed. So she clearly put the brakes on a little in that section where she crashed yesterday. Didn't lose too much more between section 2 and 3. 9600s though, she's way back. She's fast at speed trap 2. One of the faster times with 104.7. Let me see if she can make up a little time and try to get into the top 10 here. Yeah, 0.86 is not going to do it. Might be 10th. She'd have to make up more time coming down the last section though, and that doesn't seem like a thing that anybody has been able to do except for Mallory Blanc. Nina Ortlieb, another half second lost. She's in 15th, 118.72, but it was really the 6/10 that she gave up at the exact spot where she crashed yesterday. So she was thinking now, Nina Ortlieb, thinking about the Olympics, wanting to get through this weekend safe and sound. After all the crashes and injuries that she's had in the past and missing the better part of 3 years, I can understand why she put the brakes on. And yeah, I can see she's not in a full tuck. She's kind of gently tucking one arm under and just basically playing it safe. And I think everybody knows it's about getting to the Olympics, and then, you know, full blast next week, Sunday morning for the women, the downhill from Cortina, from the Tofane ski slope. They've had races there in the past. They had the Olympics there in 1956, so it's 70 years. Oh, Laura Pirovano in tears, trying to be consoled by Roberto Malesi, telling her, "You were doing so great. It's okay. It's okay." Kind of slow-mo, trying to lip read the Italian that's back and forth there. But she's realized now what a lead she had and how she blew it on those last two gates. All right, Ilka Stulik is almost down. The bib number 23, she's half a second behind. She can hold that together. That is top 6 or 7, but she lost another half second at the end, and she is in 12th. So now we're starting to see a real drop off in performance, but we still do have Yasmina Suter, Nadine Fest, Elvedina Muzaferia, Ricarda Hasser, and Breezy Johnson, all of which can definitely still shake up the standings here. Again, we're going to watch until bib 32. We're currently at bib 24. Yasmina Suter is on the course. Not a good first sector, 3/10 back at the first sector, and quite slow, the slowest time that I've seen so far, the lowest speed that I've seen so far, under 80 kilometers an hour at the first speed trap. And she's, yeah, that has turned into a 7/10 of a second deficit for Yasmina Suter. I wonder if is she the sister of Corinne Suter? Could well be. I'll have to look that up later. I'm going to guess it is. So yeah, Yasmina Suter coming back, speeding up, gained back a little bit. She is only 5/10 back now. We're going to see at that final 4th sector time, you know, how she's doing. 94, lost another half second. So yeah, there's quite a bit of loss again at those second, 3rd, and 4th sector time checks. So yeah, into the finish line. Didn't lose too much more. We've seen people lose a lot. So while she was very slow up top, she managed to hold it together enough to finish 14th out of 24. Not great, but at this point, there are only 3 or 4 more people who could probably finish ahead of her. The slope itself looks great. That last 10 seconds, there seem to be just these waves, these rolling bumps, and it seems to really be affecting the racers. About six or seven gates from the finish, and she is in. Yasmina Suter in 14th, ahead of Corinne Suter. So if that's her sister, she beat her by 3/10 today and 4 places. All right. Nadine Fest has started, and she is 4th back through 2 sector times. Now 7/10 back. And she's going backwards quickly. 1.25 seconds back at sector 3. Slow timing all around. 21st only on the fastest on the second speed check there, speed trap there. Her best Super G ever was a 5th place in Garmisch a couple of years ago, but she's losing a ton of time, 1.5 seconds now, and she is heading towards a very disappointing finish, possibly even last among those that got through. Nadine Fest, 1.5 seconds, 2.4, so she lost another 9/10 at the bottom, and she is far and away almost 8/10 slower. I'm going to try to see what happened because she just gave up way too much time, almost a second again, between sector 4 and the finish. It's only 13 seconds. Hard to lose a whole second. Oh yeah, she just came into those waves, those rolling bumps, and she kept coming out of her tuck. Just very, very slow there. Yeah, and then hit the brakes, third to last gate. So yeah, overall, bit disappointing. 2.5 seconds back, 2.4 seconds back for Nadine Fest. And now Diana Halen from Switzerland is on course, and she's also already almost 9/10 back through just 2 sector times. Nadine Fest in the finish area looking really disappointed. But yeah, she just lost on all sectors. Not a good sign. Joanna Halen still losing time, but not as badly. 9/10, a little over 9/10 now. Slower, very slow through the second speed trap. We're going to see how that works itself out as she comes down here. But yeah, we're starting to see some significant gaps in the timing as we. Okay, 1:15, lost another 2/10. If she can hold that together, she may finish top 15. Nope, she lost, again, another whole second from sector 4 time check to the finish line. Just like Nadine Fest, one racer before her, lost a whole second during that time as well. So, who's next? We've got Elvira Muzaferia. And she is next on course, and she is just always good for a surprise. Very small, very strong ski racer from Bosnia-Herzegovina. Oh yeah, you can see where Halen again. The course setting again is putting the skiers in awkward positions. I've seen at least 7 or 8 of these ski racers really lose it, like gates 4, 3, 2 from the finish. And it just doesn't make any sense again to put in awkward curves with really bad radiuses where the speed that you're carrying doesn't allow you to make the turn without seriously hitting the brakes. Yeah, they're just getting driven out to the side. All right, Muzaferia doing well. She's only 2/2700s back through sector 3, but very slow speed trap 2. Both of her speed traps were bad, but she's still ninth overall. Okay, she's lost half a second now through sector 4, 7300s behind. 9th place. Could she still have a top 10? Given what I've seen from everybody else here, she lost another 7/10, and she is in 18th. So while she didn't have as big a drop off as the previous 2-3 racers, still quite a big drop off on the last sector, and she is 18th, and she had been 6th through the first and second time checks, 9th through the third, and then had a really slow speed trap 2, and after that it was downhill from there. Ricarda Hasser of Austria is next, and she has started. Yeah, we'll be seeing her times, and there she is, 1/4 of a second back at the first time check. We'll have to see what her speed's good. Her speed's fastest speed. We have to see if she can turn that into something. Yeah, she's only lost 700s more, so 3/10 back now for Ricarda Hasser. While it doesn't look like she'll be a podium candidate, she definitely can be top 7 or 8 if she keeps this up. Let's see what she does here in sector 3. 13th, so she's lost another 1900s, half a second back. 5100s is Alice Robinson, so that's 5th, but the question is, can she hold it? Her speed was good at 101, only 1 kilometer an hour off Mallory Blanc's pace. And we've been seeing people really lose it at the bottom now. So let's see. Yeah, she's lost half a second, almost 4/10. through sector 4 and down to 19th on that, at that section. And she should be coming across the finish line any second now, and she's through in 20th. So again, dropping from 11th to 13th to 19th to 20th. Looks like the bottom of the course is tough on people right now. So our podium as it stands right now, after 28 racers: Mallory Blanc of Switzerland, first in 1:17.34, Sofia Goggia, beaten today by 18 100s, but she will still maintain a sizable lead in the Super G standings. We're going to see here, we still have Roberta Melezi with bib 2, still managed to finish on the podium at this point in third. She's the one who's most at risk. Kara Weidle-Winkelmann in fourth, 200s back of her, of Melezi in 44. And then Alice Robinson missed an opportunity today. She will pass Lindsay Vonn in the Super G standings, but she will not catch Sofia Goggia, who stayed ahead of her. All right, Breezy Johnson on course and doing well in first through 3 time checks, 5 100s up, good speed through that second speed trap. And now let's see, she's a big threat. I told you earlier, got to wait around and watch her because she is definitely somebody who can come in and upset things. And she's in first through sector 4, 1700s up. Could this be another wild upset with a really high bib number? Breezy Johnson, finishes in 36 100s behind in third, and she has pushed Roberta Melezi off the podium. Breezy Johnson of the US doing a solid to Lindsay Vonn by coming in here and today and finishing on the podium at this point. Third place with bib 29, only 36 100s behind. Melezi drops to fourth, Weidle-Winkelmann to fifth, Alice Robinson to sixth. Goggia, because of that, now will increase her lead by another 10 or 15 points, because as Alice Robinson continues to get pushed down the standings to sixth, that gap between Goggia and Robinson now 4 spaces, and that's a lot of, and Breezy Johnson in tears of joy. She is so excited with bib 29 to finish third at this point. All right, Christina Auger of Austria, start number 30, 6 tenths back, 7 tenths back through 3 time checks. Speed just not there. Breezy Johnson, an amazing bottom section there. Actually, amazing sector 2, 3, 4. She was ahead in all sections there, and then lost it in the bottom. Breezy Johnson actually only the 15th fastest time at the bottom, and that's where she lost her time to go from the lead to third place overall. So Christina Auger now coming down with bib 30. This is the final racer in the second group, and she finishes 2.36 behind, just slightly ahead of Nadine Fest, her countrywoman, and they are now 25th and 26th, the last 2 of the classified racers. Having some transmission issues on the video right now. Jasmina Flori, okay, we got it back. Bib number 31 has started, so there's no commercial break between group 2 and then the rest. Only 20 racers to go. As you can see here, we had 50 to start, only 20 left. Yasmina Fleury, good speed through speed trap 1, coming into time check 2 here, but already 7 tenths of a second behind. So Yasmin Fleury will not be successful today. Julia Scheib is next, though. Julia Scheib, who's won, I think, 4 times this year already in giant slalom, doing the Super G today. It's a bit of a technical Super G, so I think she has a really good chance, and it's a way to make points towards the overall standings in the World Cup. She may actually win the crystal wall in giant slalom, and we're going to have to see what she does today. But definitely excited to see her next, because anybody who's won 4 times in a season just has that confidence right now that they can win. Fleury DNF'd on the last section like Pirovano. Again, this is the thing. These awkward, angular turns near the bottom. Yesterday, 2 90-degree turns in a downhill, and today, the last, like gates 5, 6 from the end. You got I don't care about the rolling hills, or these rolling bumps, but it's after that where you have this really awkward right-left that just doesn't make any sense. She almost missed that gate. She did the orange gate 3 from the end, missed the blue gate, and that was it. So while she did cross the finish line, her time will not be counted. Yasmina Fleury with a DNF, our 4th DNF, and Julia Scheib is next. This should be interesting, and this will be our last ski racer of the day, Julia Scheib, and then we're going to shut down the live stream, and I will see you tomorrow for the men's downhill. All right, Julia Scheib. Gonna just wait to see when it says that she has started. Podium is, they're showing the podium like it's over, but Julia Scheib may have something to say about that. That would be really shocking if she came down now and got in the middle of that podium photo op that they've been talking about. Julia Scheib still says next. And we are on a TV break. So it'll be about another 30 seconds. We're going to stay for the duration of Julia Scheib's run down this Super G in Crans-Montana. And again, scheduling, make sure you stay tuned. Next race is tomorrow, men's downhill from Crans-Montana, followed by the Olympics starting next week. The opening ceremonies will be Friday night. I'm not going to cover the opening ceremonies. I will be commentating the men's downhill Saturday morning, a week from right now. The men's downhill from Bormio, the Olympic downhill, followed by the women's downhill the next day on Sunday from Cortina d'Ampezzo. And then I think there's going to be one alpine ski event every day for 12 days, and I'm going to do my best to cover them all. So don't forget to join me for those. I'm looking forward to it. The big downhill races, of course, next Saturday and next Sunday. But one more race before that. Julia Scheib on course and ahead at speed check at sector 2 timing, 6/100ths ahead. Like I said, people taking pictures of the podium finishers, they forgot that you have a 4-time winner this season up there. But yeah, she's off pace now, 3,800ths behind through the 3rd speed check, a little slow at that speed trap number 2. And we'll just see. Definitely a top 10 possibility if she can keep it going. Last sector time, sector 4, Julia Scheib coming through in 6,900ths back, can still be 9th. She might still get a top 10, which would be great points. See if she can continue. No, she lost another 7/10. Okay, Julia Scheib through the 4-time winner on the giant slalom circuit this year in Super G today. Really good up until about the 3rd sector time, and then lost quite a bit at the end. 3/10 from sector 3 to 4, and then 7/10 from sector 4 to the finish, which is technical, which is surprising that she struggled so much. Yeah, she kind of came up out of her tuck a little too much over those waves. The curves themselves, technically, she's beautiful through there. Yeah, much better than most of the other racers, but she'd come out of her crouch a little too early, out of her tuck a little too early, and she is in 10th, in 19th place. So There will be some points for her, but not that many. All right, everybody. That does it for me today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with the men's downhill.